A lot of the time you hear people saying, I want to invest in agriculture, I want to invest in farming, but I don't know whether to go into crop farming or animal farming. Now, the honest truth is that both of them can be profitable and sometimes unprofitable, depending on certain decisions you make as a farmer. And so today I'm going to share with you 5 things you have to consider before you decide fully whether to go into crop farming or into animal farming. And until I am able to consider these 5 things I'm about to share with you, me myself, I can't decide whether to go into crop farming or animal farming until I fully decide or I fully consider these 5 things that I'm about to share with you. Now, let's jump straight into these 5 things and explore them. The first one is the capital. Now, crop farming and animal farming are quite different when it comes to the initial capital. So if you want to do crop farming, the capital involved or the startup is quite lower or lesser than animal farming. So let's take animal farming like poultry. If you want to go into poultry, you have to build structures. You have to feed the bird for a certain number of weeks or a certain number of months before they start laying. And so you realize that you are going to push in a lot of money that it will take you time before you can recoup. So first, you have to consider how much you have before you decide whether to go into crop farming or you want to go into animal farming. Now, the second thing is the market. Certain things might be selling in one region but might not have the market in another region. So if you decide to go do a particular thing, you have to first research and see if there is market for what you want to produce. If you are unable to do all these things, if you're unable to consider the market, you realize that you are going to produce and you would not be able to sell, which is going to make the farming unprofitable for you. The third thing that you have to consider is also the land. Now, if you want to do crop farming, you need a very vast land. If you want to go into commercial production, you need vast land before you'd be able to meet the commercial demand. But if you want to do poultry, you need some small space. You should be able to do the poultry farming. So land is another factor you have to consider before you can fully decide whether you want to go into crop or you want to go into animal. For all you know, where you want to do whatever you want to do may have the land or may not have the land, and so that should influence your decision whether or not to do crop farming or animal farming. The fourth thing you have to also consider is the duration. Now, what is your rationale behind wanting to invest in farming? Is it to get cash very early? Is it to secure your retirement? Is it to, what is the reason or what is the motive behind why you want to invest in agric? Until you're able to tell that this is the reason I want to invest in agric, you might not be able to make the right decision when it comes to selecting whether crop farming or animal farming. The last but not the least on my list is the knowledge. Now, you want to go into farming, you at least supposed to have some basic knowledge about what you want to do. I am not saying if you're a medical doctor, stop what you are doing, go to agric school to learn about agric before you invest in agric, or you want to go to a tree crop or go and do any farming course before you can fully decide. But you should at least have some basic knowledge about what you want to do. Now, beyond that, you should be able to hire somebody who has the technical expertise or who has the experience to be able to handle what you want to do. So if you realize that what you want to do, getting people who are experienced or getting people with the expertise would be very difficult, then you have to advise yourself. So you say if you want to go into poultry and you realize that getting somebody within your locality to serve as a technical person would be very difficult, then you may want to drop the idea and consider a crop farming that has somebody who has the technical expertise that you can always rely on. So these are the 5 things that personally I want you to consider before you fully decide whether or not to go into crop or animal farming. So yes, farming can be very profitable, but certain decisions make those things happen.